Hey, ladies and gents, Joe here, the man who says, I kind of want fighters to walk out to more Mastodon. I think that sounds like a really cool thing. Anyways, I'm also here to talk about UFC 295, the first good pay-per-view in, feels like months, with a great amount of violence. So enough talk. Let's get to the fights. Main event of the evening, we had a fight for the vacant light heavyweight championship. Jiri Prochazka takes on Alex Pereira in a battle of strikers. Me and Carl talked about this extensively on the preview show, how Alex has a big advantage on the striking, as Jiri should just take him down, and you can win, because Pereira has no grappling, basically. He went for a guillotine at one point, but it wasn't really in there. But Prochazka doesn't really have the skill set to do that, so it's kind of unfavorable matchmaking in matchup, at least for Jiri. But props to him, because you know what? First round, we saw some good pressure from Jiri, where he was landing some good shots, but some low kicks. One in particular had a nasty thud that grossed out the living room and put him down on the floor. Later, though, Jiri does get a takedown and land some good in tight ground and pound, but Pereira was able to get up before the round ended. Second round, more of the same. Jiri's landing some great shots, but some of these shots seem to have hurt Alex, and while he's kind of flurrying, Alex lands a right, left, puts him down. Jiri kind of dives on the legs, lands some hammer fists and elbows, then he kind of falls back, and they call a TKO finish. Some people are saying it was too quick. Here's my opinion on it. I think, I don't think it was too quick at all. I think he was basically out. So, if we'd let him go for let's say 2 more seconds, he's taking 2 more big shots by the pound for pound hardest hitter maybe ever, and I don't know. I don't think that's fair for the brain health of Prochazka. So I'm okay with the stoppage. I think the stoppage was fine. Alex is now a 2-division champ, and he finally passes Conor McGregor as potentially the worst 2-division champ of all time. So Conor actually never defended both. I mean, Conor was also 2 divisions at the same time. Alex isn't. He just had held a belt at middleweight, then at 205. It's a little bit different, but you still get added to that list, even if you don't have the champ status. I feel like people still kind of talk about you in the same breath. BJ Penn gets talked about in a similar fashion. Now, Conor didn't defend those belts, and so maybe I'm speaking a little too soon. But I also can't help but notice a lack of wrestlers being tossed Pereira's way. I don't know. I could just be a hater. So, who knows? Congrats to Alex Pereira, though. And after this congratulation, one last little gripe. He made a really petty, cringy call-out of Izzy afterwards, which is super weird and petty. Pereira has a level of pettiness that I strive to have. It's super funny. I think it's hilarious that he hates one guy so much that he chased him to a whole new sport just to beat him there, and then got a 205 belt when he couldn't, and then goes, "Come to daddy, Izzy." Let it go. Just let it go. Oh, that's a Frozen reference. That's funny. Didn't plan that. But let it go. Just drop it, dude. Who cares? Izzy's taking a lot of time off. So, whatever. But we'll see. It was kind of a cringy, sour ending to a fantastic pay-per-view, I thought.
I'm back in the New York groove. I'm back.
But now for the co-main event, interim heavyweight championship between the 2 best non-Ngannou heavyweights on the planet, in my opinion, Tom Aspinall, Sergey Pavlovich. And out the jump, we see Aspinall using his movement. He's trying to land some shots at a distance while avoiding longer exchanges. Pavlovich does land the left hook, though. Lands pretty clean, and it got our house really scared that this is how the fight ends. But Aspinall, he was fine, and it was pretty clear, though, that he was going to have to be a little bit more careful. Next thing we know, a great 1-2 puts Pavlovich, kind of out on his feet, super stunned, and then a 3, then a 2 come in to seal the deal. And Tom Aspinall becomes the 2nd English champion ever, but the first UK-born champion ever. Yeah, technically Bisping wasn't born in the UK. He was born in, I think, Cyprus, I believe. What a great showing. With my only gripe of this fight being it wasn't long enough. But Tom Aspinall, though, he's ran through everyone in every fight, with the only exception being his injury loss to Curtis Blades. And that's a guy, I'm going to call it now. I'm going to call this Babe Ruth shot. John Jones is going to duck him so hard. It's not a win or if he will, it's a how, in my opinion now. It is, how is he going to do it? Because I don't think he wants to deal with the fastest hands in this division since Prime Fedor, a guy with great power, fantastic power, a skilled heavyweight that is bigger than him. And who has, like, everyone sees, like, his striking and stuff. His grappling is fantastic. We just don't see it because he knocks guys out too fast. So, what do you guys think? How do you think he does it? Does Jones just avoid this fight, push for the Stipe fight, and then retire to avoid fighting these, guys who are, ready? Stipe's been on the shelf and basically retired. Or does he, I don't know, go to 205 and go, maybe I'll take Pereira on. I don't know about that one because I think he saw those low kicks and was like, my chicken legs can't take that. So I think he's in trouble. But there's a ton on this card that I could talk about. Jessica Andrade got her first win of 2023 with a second-round TKO against Mackenzie Dern, who showed off horrendous striking defense. Just like that. It was rough. Horrible striking defense, and she got rocked multiple times, dropped, I think, about 4 or 5 times. It was rough to watch. Benoit Saint-Denis, he let this hype train of excitement keep going with a great head kick finish of Matt Frivola in the first round. Diego Lopez continued to show the world he is what Paddy Pimblett wishes he was, and just snatched this Rookie of the Year award and ran with it with a great KO win over Pat Sabatini. Guaranteed Rookie of the Year for me. Steve Erceg, he continues his climb at flyweight with the decision win over Alessandro Costa. Lupi Godinez, she stopped the train that's building some momentum of Tabitha Ricci with a split decision victory. Mateusz Rebecki beat Roosevelt Roberts with a slick armbar, getting a verbal submission win. Vyashev Borshev and Nazim Sadikov, they got a draw between the two, which is kind of funny because they had a draw last weekend too. So 2 weekends in a row. It's kind of interesting to me. Jared Gordon and Mark Madsen had a really cool hand fighting bout. I don't feel like anyone's going to talk about how cool this fight was. A lot of hand fighting and tight, kind of dirty, and kind of getting in there real tight with dirty boxing and stuff. But then Jared Gordon got a TKO win, which seals him never getting a Paddy Pimblett fight because if you show power, we're not going to give you the fight. They're not going to give anyone power to Paddy. The sexy Mexi John Castaneda, he beat the non-Paul Orndorff Mr. Wonderful Kyoho Kang by decision. Joshua Van beat Kevin Borjas by decision. And finally, Jamal Emmers got a blitzing TKO win within a minute over Denis Buzukja early in the first round. And that's it for me. I'll be back next week. Don't worry, I'll be back to talk about Brendan Allen and Paul Craig. And that fight actually sounds pretty good. Could be an interesting fight for the makeup of middleweight, I think, which could be in a renaissance potentially soon. But listen, if you truly miss me, I'm here for you. I've been thinking about this all week. If you miss me, I got the life hack. I got the hookup, guys. Go to hear me out here for this life hack. Go to the main channel, okay? Go to playlists and then retro review series, and you can see my baby, just all of it. It's fantastic. That's in all seriousness. It's a series that I love and appreciate. So if you enjoy them and you've seen them, share them with your friends because we would love for that series to blow up. It's like a really cool, different kind of content we can put out where I get to be the character Joe, and have fun and stuff like that. A lot more than the recaps is fun and I get to kind of experiment with how I want my portrayal here. But it's super fun doing those retro reviews. They're the greatest things ever, I think. So please go check them out if you haven't. We really appreciate it. But I'm Joe with the INC. Thank you so much for watching.